Welcome to the channel, guys. In today's video, I'm going to go in great detail and talk about how to start an LLC in 3 different ways that you can actually do this. The most important thing that we're going to be talking about is the terms such as piercing, the corporate whale, and the registered agents, and obviously commingling funds in this video. So if you're not familiar with any of these terms, you don't need to worry about it. A lot of people don't know, but these terms are really important and you need to understand them and when you are setting up an LLC. So before we get into the 3 different ways to set up an LLC, what I want to talk about is the idea of what an LLC is actually about. And because some of the people get confused with this, I'm going to go in great detail and give you a complete breakdown. Some people think that there is a tax advantage in setting up an LLC, but there is not. This really comes into play if you have about 35 to 40,000 of net income in your business. If you want to set up with a different designation, we're going to talk about that later in the video. But what an LLC does is that it limits your liability. So you can kind of think of it in terms of like if you have a business asset and your personal asset, and the LLC draws a division between the 2 asset classes. That division is actually called the corporate veil. So what does that do? If you have something that happens at your business, let's say you have a coffee shop and someone burns their face by that coffee, they actually sue the coffee shop, they're suing the business itself, and they're going to come after the business assets, not your personal assets. That corporate veil protects your personal car, your home, your bank account. So that is why setting up an LLC is very important. Now, the other thing that you need to understand that setting up an LLC is very important. Now, the other thing that you need to understand is the piercing, the corporate veil. So you can probably see where this is going to be. But basically, the attorney that is suing your coffee shop is hypothetically, which is an hypothetical scenario, is going to be looking for cracks in your LLC. So a crack might be something like you didn't file your annual report, or your LLC is not within good standing with the state, or perhaps your funds are not in the proper state either. This is one that a lot of people miss a lot of time when you actually set up an LLC. So you want to get a business bank account set up immediately. And the reason for that is that you don't want to make any problems in actually establishing your funds in a proper way. And obviously you can understand that when you have a business funds and you have your personal funds, a lot of people don't set up the business account right away and they run their businesses through their personal bank account. This is completely wrong. The 2 reasons, one of which is the attorney may find out and realize that there is a crack, and then they'll be able to pierce the corporate veil. And when that happens, they'll be able to come after your personal home, your car, your bank account, etc. So obviously that's really bad, guys. But also from a running your business standpoint, if one day you get your business account set up at the end of the year when the tax time of all your credits and debts, so expenses and cash flow are going to be in that one account. So it'll be a much easier for your tax time to have everything in one account. Now, these are the basic understanding that you need to have before you actually set up an LLC. If you have any questions, guys, you can always comment in the comment section below, and we'll be more than happy to guide you and support you in this manner. Now, once we have understood that, we have to go and check what is the requirement for setting up an LLC in any particular state. The first step that we're going to look at, and you can search easily on Google, is going to be Colorado. Colorado LLC, you can search for Alabama, you can search for Washington, New York, any state you want to go for, you can search it and they'll give you a complete breakdown for what that state is going to be. You can do even Texas, which is slightly different. So we're going to go down, we're going to see the state requirements for setting up an LLC, which is a limited liability company. So once we click on this, we'll get to the actual website. Now you got to understand one thing, guys. This is a governmental website, so they don't really mind or care about having a good user experience or user interface. The main thing over here is looking at the information, understanding the information. And once you have that information and you can actually crack down on the information and grasp and actually have a full understanding of it, that is what is important. So basically, the limited liability company, the LLC, the fee for this form must be paid online using a credit card, a debit card, or a prepaid card. They accept Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover. The statutory references obviously are available, and according to Colorado status, this filing and any additional information must be done in English. And their website is open to everyone to search search and view business records. The public will be able to see any information or documents that you provide for the LLC, and your business needs to be unique. And they do not know every situation your business is facing and cannot answer legal-based questions. And that is the reason why you need to talk to an attorney or a business advisor if you have any questions. They have a checklist we're going to check in a second. But the main thing, guys, you're going to keep remember that this form and any related instructions are not intended to provide legal, business, or tax advice and are furnished without representation or warrant. You got to make sure that you have some sort of legal representation, that you speak to some business advisor, that you have a complete understanding before you actually set up an LLC. And obviously making these videos is giving you an opportunity to understand the different dynamics that are available when you're setting up a business in a proper manner. And especially if you want to make it a limited liability company. If you're doing a partnership or a sole trader or a public limited company, these are different matters that require different levels of understanding, but our focus is going to be on the limited liability company. And while this form believed is to satisfy the minimum legal requirements and compliances with the applicable law, that remains your responsibility. Now, looking at the fee structure, when we click on this, it's going to take us to the next step page. Now, in this page, obviously, this is a complete breakdown from the certificates and the services. Now, one of the major things that you're going to look at on the right side is going to be the online fee and the paper fee. Now, in some cases, there are a fee for if you want to do it on paper. If you're doing it online, you got to do it online, which does not have a fee. Now, one of the major thing with paper is the fact that you would have to physically go and give all these things in. I personally believe doing it online is a lot quicker. You can check the status of what your application is, and there's a lot of information and support and guidance that you can get online. So my recommendation is definitely go for the online, even though it might cost a little bit more, but it gives you a lot of control over your application. Now, the business transaction for the periodic report, reservation of name, reserve name transfer change, statement changing of the entity's name. Now, you got to remember something. All of these don't have to be applied to the LLC. There are certain things that need to be applied. There's certain things that do not need to be applied, but they've given a complete breakdown of what is required. For example, for profit corporations, you need the article incorporation, which is for $50, but is not applicable for a paper fee. So basically, the article incorporation gives you a complete breakdown of what your company name is going to be, what the address is going to be, all the related information to your organization. If you need to amend the article of incorporation, you have to pay a fee. If you want to amend and restate the article of incorporation, you have to pay a fee. If you want to dissolve a profit corporation, that you need to pay a fee as well. And obviously for nonprofit, this is completely different. There's a lot of different articles and documentations and requirements that are in place if you want to do a nonprofit. And there's a lot of check and balances that you have to go through. There's a lot of clarification and attestations that you need to do. So Article 56 corporative is very important, guys. You need to understand the limitations that your organization tends to have. And one of the most important things you got to remember whenever you are actually setting a LLC is to understand the vision and mission of your organization and have a complete breakdown of what your organization tends to do. If it's a service oriented, if it's a product oriented, how many employees it tends to have, what kind of profit will be generated, where they're going to be based. And a lot of time people get confused if they're doing it online. Even if you're doing it online, you need a physical location for your organization, and that needs to be established in an organized manner and have all your documentations available. And the limited liability company over here, the article of organization, which is very important as per the recent legislation by the House Bill on 22-1001, you will receive a credit of $50 against the filing fee for you, $49 against the filing fee for your new limited liability company. So normally it was going to be $50, currently it's $1. So they want individuals to actually set up limited liability companies. And I feel that is one of the reasons why I personally feel this is a lot more beneficial for organization to go this way. But obviously some people want to go for partnerships. They have information related to partnership as well. The main important thing is the certification of the limited partnership and there are foreign entities. Now, guys, there's a lot of information to grasp and understand when you're looking at this particular fee, but they've given a complete breakdown. When you speak to your business advisor or to your attorney, they can actually give a complete breakdown of what you need to have and how much it's going to cost you. But you need to have all or some of these things for your organization to ensure that you use and go through the proper channels to ensure that there is no piercing when anything bad happens. If you prepare yourself, if you organize yourself, if you go through these things in a proper manner, you will not have any issues in the future. The next thing which I want to show you guys, which is very important, is the actual way that you can file it. You can file it through a website that's called inkfile.com. This is the easiest way to set up and manage your business. I'm going to put the link of it in the description below. You can head over there and check it out. Now, the easiest way to do it actually, before I go and start the business, the website does a wonderful job. And if you're ready to start your new business, you need the right structure for your business, you need help managing your state compliances, and if you need a registered agent service in the US, you can easily find them. And a lot of people are using this right now to ensure they have the right methodology in place, and you can start your business in 4 simple steps. Now, inkfile.com is a huge benefit and has benefited over 800,000 entrepreneurs that got started with their Inkfile and have actually got their LLC available. Now, the way to do it's very simple. It's very straightforward, guys. All you need to do is head over here and click on this button which says Start My Business. When you click on it, it'll take you to the next page. On the page, obviously, you can join 500,000 happy business owners that got started by choosing their entity type and state of formation. So there are different formations. There is LLC, S corporation, C corporation, and nonprofit. For example, we'll go for LLC, and once we go to the state of formation, then we'll select the state we want. We want Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, California, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Maryland, Kentucky, Michigan, Mississippi. So you can select the state that you want to do it in and easily get everything sorted out. And that is the beauty of it. For example, if we go for Washington, D.C., it's going to take us below over here and say how much the cost is going to be for us. We can go for the silver, the gold, or the platinum. And obviously, all these different things require different information for it and features that they have. The silver one will prepare the filing of the article of organization and unlimited name searches and a free registered agent service for a year. And the state fee is going to be $99. If you go for the gold, which is going to be a comprehensive features to get your business started, it's going to be for $298 with a package fee of $299 and a state fee of $99. And this includes a lot of other information such as preparing the filing articles, unlimited name, the EIN business tax number, the IRS Form 2553, operating agreements, banking resolutions, lifetime company alerts, an online access dashboard, and business tax consultation, as well as the business banking account. If you go for the 398, it's going to give you even more elements that are going to be available. Guys, these are the times that if you're setting up an organization, you're setting up an LLC, you don't need to save money. You got to go for the maximum to ensure that you actually cover every single ground. So there is absolutely no way that you would get into any sort of trouble or have any cracks in your LLC. And once you have an established methodology in place and you've done it in a proper way, you will never face any issues. If you have any question, guys, you can always drop us a message in the comment section below. We'll be more than happy to guide you. And if you've not subscribed to our channel, do subscribe to our channel and do not forget to press the bell icon. Let us know how you find this video so we can actually improve it and add more information if you require. And share this video on Facebook, on WhatsApp with your friends and family so more people can find out how simple and straightforward there is to create an LLC in any state in the US. Stay tuned for our next video. Until then, take care.